Greetings, Wildcat fans. I'm Bob.
I'm Larry. This is Catnips. It is the conclusion of Week 13 of the college football season. And last Saturday, do I have to tell you what happened last Saturday?
Hey, what happened?
Last Saturday, the Northwestern Wildcats defeated the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 43-40 in overtime in South Bend. It was only the fifth time ever that NU has defeated Notre Dame in South Bend.
Yes, and Pat Fitzgerald joins a very, very elite rank or group of coaches who have led a Wildcat team into South Bend and come out with a win. And that would be, of course, Pat himself, Gary Barnett, Ara Parsegian, and you've got to go all the way back to Pappy Waldorf in 1940 and 1935 to find Cat teams that have done this. So
yeah, it's a very select group.
Congratulations, Fitz. You are in very, very august company.
Speaking of coaches, we're going to revive an award that we gave this year after the win against the Badgers.
Yes, for Coach Brian Kelly, we're bringing back the Cheese Whiz Award.
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy?
Coach Kelly gets the Cheese Whiz Award for two things. The first was going for 2 points when he had an 11-point lead, scoring a touchdown in the fourth quarter, which left the back door open for the Wildcats to come back, scoring 8 points off a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, plus a field goal for 11 to be able to tie the game at the game's end. So, well done there. Second reason for the Cheese Whiz Award was the timeout that Coach Kelly called, which he tried to block our Jack Mitchell when he lined up for the tying field goal at the end of regulation. Well, as it turned out, at least how it looked from the stands for us, Mitchell went ahead and took that kick, but it was wide left. And because Coach Kelly had called that timeout just as the snapper was about to snap the ball, Mitchell was able to use it as a practice kick and made the adjustment.
Here's the snap. Here's the kick by Mitchell. End over end to the uprights. It is good! Jack Mitchell drills the field goal.
So, Coach Kelly, your face is as purple as our pants. Your timing and your ability at math is just as good as mine when I do bowl projections. This Cheese Whiz is well deserved. Congratulations.
I'm the great pretender, pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much.
I thought the atmosphere was just absolutely fantastic in that game, and it reminded me a lot of the Instant Classic back in 2000 when we defeated the Wolverines 54-51. It was lit and reasonably warm in the first quarter, and by the fourth quarter it was very dark and very cold.
And anything could happen. It seemed like just an anything could happen game. Just like the Instant Classic was.
Absolutely. Emotionally, you never really had your feet on the ground solidly. The minute you thought the Cats were going to lose this, Notre Dame would do something stupid and the Cats would come right back into it. But a couple of things stood out. We knew, or we fully expected that Notre Dame would be moving the ball a lot on the Cats and probably hanging up a lot of points. But in retrospect, the Northwestern defense held them to 33 points, and I think that was a very, very good showing against a high-powered offense. The big shock, though, was the performance of the offense and the special teams, which really contradicted what we've seen in preceding weeks. The offensive line looked magnificent. The mobility of the quarterback play of Trevor Siemian was just absolutely jaw-dropping. And the excellence on the special teams was great, starting right from the very beginning of the game with Van Hoos's scoop and score on the failed conversion by Notre Dame.
Special teams, you're absolutely right. This was an astonishing performance by special teams. Jack Mitchell, what a performance, both at the end of regulation and in overtime. For him to kick a career long in that stadium says something. It's one of the reasons why Jack Mitchell is the first recipient of a list of recipients this week for the Purple Fist of Justice. The Fist is residing in another studio. Let me teleport myself right now.
So, there are several winners of the Purple Fist of Justice from this past week. Let's get to the list right now. First and foremost, as we have mentioned, Jack Mitchell gets the Purple Fist of Justice. In fact, for the first time ever, we are going to award a double fist. Jack Mitchell gets a double Fist of Justice this week for both the game-tying field goal and the game-winning field goal. Also, Nick Van Hoos gets a Purple Fist of Justice for his stellar 2-point defensive play. Justin Jackson, Fist favorite, gets another fist for his 149 yards and 1 touchdown. Trevor Simeon also gets a Purple Fist of Justice this week. Simeon had 2 touchdowns, including his best imitation of Northwestern alumnus Charlton Heston doing Moses and parting the Red Sea against the Fighting Irish. And we're offering an honorary Fist of Justice to both the team as a whole and to Coach Pat Fitzgerald for their perseverance over the last few weeks in putting together a truly special win for the Wildcats.
And in addition to that Purple Fist of Justice, which I know is the most important award, we should also mention that Jack won the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week award.
Congratulations.
Hooray for new math, new math. It won't do you a bit of good to review math. It's so simple, so very simple, that only a child can do it.
So, bowl math. Let's see. Now, for me, and I'm kind of a simple-minded guy on this stuff, we've got 2 games left, and if we win those 2 games, we'll have 6 wins, and with 6 wins, we'll go to a bowl. But you've got bowl math. You've got new math, bowl math. You've got it all up on your website. You know the odds. Tell me, what are the percentages here?
The HAL 9000 computer tells us that there's roughly a 33% chance that Northwestern will win out, that they'll win both Purdue and Illinois. If Northwestern wins both of those games, they're virtually guaranteed a bowl. If it's not a Big Ten aligned bowl, they'll probably slide in somewhere else in the country at 6-6, given the number of teams that are eligible in the country.
So the Blue Rug up in Idaho or something like that?
It could be Idaho or the Royal Purple Bowl. Wouldn't that be appropriate?
That would indeed.
So at 6-6, we're very, very solid for a bowl. But there's about a 33% chance that that's going to happen. There's a better chance that we're going to win one of these next 2 games, but not the other, and go 5-7. If that happens, there's only a 4% chance that we make it to a bowl. See last week for the list of what has to happen for us to go 5-7 and make it to a bowl.
Right.
Add those 2 together. About a 37% chance right now that we're going to make it to the postseason. Bob, what in the hell is that noise?
I think it's got something to do with our next opponent.
Ah, yes, Purdue. Purdue. So Purdue this Saturday at Ross-Ade Stadium. Purdue is 3-7. They're out of bowl contention. And, if you're a fan like me and you're used to seeing basketball on grass, you remember the good old days with the Tiller era and Drew Brees, this is not that team. They're 102nd right now in the nation passing, but they actually are a decent team rushing. They're like so many of the teams that we've played this year. They are a rush-first team.
Yes, a lot of damage done in the post-Tiller era by Danny Hope. The new coach, Darrell Hazel, this is his 2nd year. He is bringing Purdue out of that wilderness. They've kind of coming out of their own little mini dark age, if you will. Darrell Hazel was on Jim Tressel's staff at Ohio State. In fact, I think he was the assistant head coach when he left and went to coach at Kent State. Very, very well coached football team. You've got 2 senior running backs, Akeem Hunt and Raheem Mostert. Hunt has run very quietly for 718 yards. He's got another close to 300 yards pass receiving, so he's at about 1,000 between rushing and receiving. Mostert has 500 yards rushing. I mean, those 2 combined are over 1,200 at this point. I know everyone's going gaga over Melvin Gordon and other backs in the Big Ten, but this is a really good running combination. Cats will have their hands full there. some going back and forth on quarterback, but early in the season they finally settled on Austin Appleby, who's played very, very well for them. And he's got over 1,000 yards passing this year as well as 8 TDs. So, this is a well-coached team. They're going to come with a disciplined approach. They are young. They will make some mistakes, but make no mistake, this is not a team to be taken lightly.
You underestimate my power.
So, Bob, is it time for potables?
Yeah, Larry, I think it's time for potables. What have we got this week?
This week we have, well, what else? We've got the traditional Boilermaker.
Boilermakers.
Now, these are Northwestern Boilermakers, as you can tell. Your pinkies out, please. A traditional Boilermaker, we would actually be dropping the whiskey into the beer. And that's the way it's been done for years and years. This actually goes back to the 1800s, calling this particular drink a Boilermaker. We are going to do the alternate Boilermaker, the shot, then the beer chaser.
So,
salute.
Boiler down.
Or up.
Oh boy. Well,
Thoughts?
it's got kind of a metallic taste to it, I think it's got some kick, especially the whiskey, and I respect that kick, but it's also kind of young tasting. I think it would do with a couple more years in the barrel. It still needs to age a bit, but enough kick to make you take it seriously. But nonetheless, I think the Cats are really starting to kick now, not just Jack Mitchell. And I would say Northwestern 35, Purdue 17.
Good. I think this is a workman-like drink. It's a blue-collar drink. And Northwestern had better bring its lunch bucket when they go to Ross-Ade Stadium. They're going to need to take this game very seriously. I think that a workmanlike, good, nose-to-the-grindstone performance is going to win it out, though. I think it'll be Northwestern 31, Purdue 21. Let's hope I'm right this time.
All right. That's it for this week's edition of Catnips. We'll hope to see you again real soon. And as always, go Cats.